and welcome. One of the top 3 things on American minds in 2011, and I'm sure this won't come to a surprise to many of you, was money. And do you think in the economic climate of 2012 this is going to be any different? Who knows? Americans have goals, dreams, and plans for after retirement. But whenever we talk about fulfilling our dreams, goals, and plans, we have to be realistic and ask ourselves some really pointed questions. Am I going to have enough money to achieve these goals, plans, or dreams? Can I make more money? And what do I do with my money I have today? It's this third question I really want to take time and focus on. Helping you achieve the answer to this question is the reason I'm making this video. My name is Timothy Brown, and I'm here to teach you a methodology for investing your money wisely in order for you to achieve this goal, dream, or desire. We're going to do this by using area under a curve and regressions. Money is defined as a medium of exchange where goods and services are traded. Now, the whole point of money is that you can trade it for goods and services. So when you're investing in something, it's really important to ask yourself, what are you investing for? Now, that's important. But before we even get there, I want to preface this with tons of movies, tons of books, lots and lots of videos have been made about investing for retirement, to retire in dignity, or to retire with $1 million. Well, good luck with that. That's not the purpose of this methodology I'd like to teach you. I want to teach you to invest for one specific thing. One thing. So maybe that thing is a cruise at the retirement age with your spouse. Or maybe it's at the end of your work years, you decide to go to Europe and explore everything, and you have enough money at the end of the time of investing for that. Or perhaps it's a long anticipated car that you've wanted for many years. Whatever you decide to invest for, it's important to not shoot in the dark. When you shoot in the dark, you often miss. And the same applies to investing. If you invest in the dark, not really knowing what you're shooting for, you obviously have a hard time hitting that mark. Okay, well, now that we know a little about where we're going, let's dive into some of the numbers and figures behind all this. The first thing we're going to start off with is $100 in the bank, and then we're going to move on to saving money each month. Now, when you get into this area, people start getting a little worried. Oh, well, I can't save each month, people think. Well, it's actually a little easier than you think. Compassion International hosts a program where you provide money for children each month. They take $35 out of your bank account each month. And to be honest with you, I've supported a Compassion child since I was a teenager, and I didn't think I was going to be able to afford the $35 a month, but surprisingly, I don't even notice it's out of my bank account anymore. And if you take your $100 in the bank, plus your now $21,000 you saved, you'll notice you'll reach a grand total of $21,100. Now, let's talk about the interest, because a lot of people get real tangled up in the interest, because they say, oh, how can you get 10% a year on your money? And I agree, 10% is a little high, but I have seen 7%, and I know I just did a quick Google search on investments, 7%, and I got tons of mutual funds that guarantee 7%. Okay, so now let's use our regression. The first thing you need for a regression is regression points, or data points. Well, our data points are found by using the money in the bank that we have at a specific year at a specific interest rate. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all the details of this, but I'm going to give you the finished product of our regression. So here is our exponential regression. It's in 5-year increments, and you'll notice that I have 2 graphs on here. One, perfect calculations of the exponential regression in dark red, and then in pink I have the real life, I guess, or the regression we're getting in our calculator, which has a 91% correlation, which is great, but you should know that it has a 9% error in the calculations. You'll notice that our investment has reached $200,000, or about $200,000, more like 190 something. But we'll call it $200,000 for the sake of argument. Graph is showing us how much money we invested versus how much interest we've made. The green is showing us how much money we've invested over the years. That $35 a month, you know, adds up. We calculated it out in the beginning. It was like $20,000 about. And the blue is showing us how much interest we've made as a result of that 7% interest. You can see the interest is huge. The blue section is much bigger than the green, significantly bigger. And I want you to notice that it's significantly bigger towards the end. In the beginning, it wasn't so much, but towards the end, it got extremely big. Now we're going to calculate the area under the curve. And what this is going to show us is just how important these last few years are. So we've been in this for 50 years. That's a long time. But how significant is 5 years? Why can't we just do 45 years? We're about to see just how significant the last few years are using area under a curve. As you can see, we're taking the area of the complete curve from 0 as the lower limit and 50 is the upper limit. And the complete area under the curve is 3 million something. And now the next graph is showing us the complete area of the curve from 0 as the lower limit to 45 as the upper limit, and that gives us the area under that curve. That's minus the 5 years to 50. And then the next graph is showing us just the area underneath the curve from 45 years to 50. So only 5 years, but it's the later 5 years. And those later 5 years make such a difference. You see that the last 5 years from 45 to 50 are the most important. In fact, they make up almost half the total area, which means you get the most money between 45 and 50, which means if you cut out that 5 years, you're going to lose half or almost half of your complete investment. We use data to find an exponential regression, which we use to calculate how much money we would receive at the end of an investment period when using $100 as a principal amount plus $35 a month for the time of 50 years. We also use area under a curve to find how important the last 5 years of an investment period really is. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys left with an understanding that you can invest $35 a month and really achieve a goal or a dream of yours, to have a super race car, or to have a cruise with your wife to Hawaii, or whatever your goal or dream is. So thanks for watching.